the transformer, 13.8 kilovolts of electricity is flowed from the switch to the transformer. Two main scheduling issues involved would be the procurement of the transformer itself, and then the second one would be the excavating of the trench and then laying of the conduit from the switch back to the transformer. Once at the transformer, you can have two types of transformers. Ones that sit above ground on a concrete pad like so, or one that is below ground, which would require more excavation. 480 volts of electricity is run from this transformer to the building by excavating and laying conduit underneath the building through the concrete pad and stubbed up at the main distribution panel.
At this point, we've moved from the switch, which provided the transformer 13.8 kilovolts of power, to be stepped down to 480 volts via the transformer, which is run then underground and stepped up through the concrete pad into our main distribution panel. You follow me in here. 480 volts comes up through the concrete. It'll have to either fit into switchgear or a main distribution panel. In this case, the main distribution panel is what they chose to go with. Switchgear is only a larger building. Both of them have procurement times, and both of them have to be prefabricated. The main distribution panel holds the high voltage circuits, as well as the circuits going to be stepped down again by another transformer to then become low voltage. The circuits leaving this main distribution panel that are 480 volts are then going up through conduits which should already be there, which can be hung as soon as the wall has any kind of finish on it, to the main 480 volt electrical equipment. At that point, it has a disconnect switch added to it and a control panel, or some kind of control panel, and it can either be, the 480 volts can either go immediately into the equipment, or it can go into a subsequent panel purely devoted to running that high voltage equipment.
When scheduling the installation of the 480 volt equipment in the building, there are three main factors to think about. Number one is lead time on the equipment. You've got an air handler unit, you've got a hydraulic elevator, and you have precast pumps, pre-made switches, a lot of stuff that has to be made off-site and brought in. In order to have those things on time, you have to order them early and understand how long it's going to take to get them. B is going to be the conduit. Once you have anything to hang conduit from, you want to start bringing the conduit from the electrical room into this room. The reason for that is so that when all the equipment is in place, all you have to do is pull the wire through the conduit and hook up the equipment. The last thing we're going to talk about in the critical path is what we call the finishing touches. Once the equipment's in place, once the conduit's run, the last thing you have to do is essentially pull the wire and turn on the power. Installing your disconnects, installing your control units, which is your safety device and the thing that controls the equipment, is going to be very important for finalizing